Hello beautiful girls and welcome to the Lean Girl YouTube channel. I am so happy to have you here, and especially if you have a serious sweet tooth like your friend over here, because I don't know about you, but all I want when it is cold outside is something warm and sweet and tasty and obviously low carb and high protein too. So I am about to rock your world with 3 Lean Girl high protein, low calorie desserts that are going to get you through winter and see you coming out on the other side leaner than ever. How about that? How about that? So today I'm making not 1, not 2, but 3 new Lean Girl desserts for you. Actually, they're not all new. I've done the Cinnabon before, but the Choc chip banana bread is a newie. And the berry crumble is also kind of a newie because we've done a peach crumble, but today we are doing a berry crumble. And they are all low cal. I'm gonna put the calories and macros up on screen. These recipes are going to be so fab for when you want a sweet little treat that is also warm and tasty. And guess what? They can all be made in the air fryer, which means they are super quick. I think each one of them was in the air fryer for like 10 minutes. So prep, also super quick, super easy. 10 minutes in the air fryer and kabam, you have an insane, delicious, guilt-free dessert. I feel like if you haven't subscribed yet, I feel like that was a good sales pitch as to why you never want to miss any of my Lean Girl recipes, ever. Like, for the history of all time. Okay, so let's get straight into the recipes and then I'm gonna see you back here for a little Lean Girl taste test. Let's go, girls. Let's hit it off with recipe number 1. You want to start with a ripe banana, a riper one than the one I have here, please. And you're going to leave just a small piece of banana left in the skin because we're going to use it to decorate the top of our banana bread. And you just want to give this a good mash until it is relatively smooth. Now you are going to grab your flour, and we are using 30 grams of flour here. You can use oat flour or regular cake flour. The calories are pretty similar, so whichever one is easy and you have on hand. You can make your own oat flour, by the way, by just blending some in a NutriBullet and kaboom, you'll have some oat flour. Then we are going in with 10 grams of protein. You know that I love to make all of my sweet treats high in protein, and the protein powder I am using here is the USN Zero Carb IsoPro. Unfortunately, my MetaLab ran out, which is my favorite protein powder of all time. So I had to opt for this one that I quickly grabbed at Discam. Then we are sweetening it up with 3 sachets of sweetener. If you don't like your banana bread too sweet, you can also add less, more or less, totally up to you. Then to all baking, I add a crack of salt. It just adds a nice balance to the sweetness of anything. And then we want this baby to rise nicely, so just half a teaspoon of baking powder is going into. Then for a little bit of extra flavor, we are going to add a sprinkle of cinnamon. You can be as generous as you like. And then we are going to start with our wet ingredients. So now we are adding some egg whites, which again is going to up the protein in this. So 60 mils of egg whites, which is around the same as 2 egg whites if you had to just crack and separate them. Then you can start giving this a good mix and try and get it as smooth as possible. It doesn't have to be completely smooth, so no need to blend it or anything. I actually kind of like it when there's some rough banana pieces in it that I manage to find when I'm eating into it. So not to worry, as long as the baking powder is thoroughly mixed in. Otherwise, you're going to get an oddly rising banana bread. So you'll see I kind of have a few banana pieces in there, which is totally okay. And then this is a Choc chip banana bread. So I have got some little chocolate chips here. You could also just chop up a piece of chocolate or 2 and add that as well if you don't have the chocolate drops. So I'm going in here with 10 grams of chocolate drops, which I got from Checkers. This is just their regular baking chocolate. Then you can grab yourself a little ramekin that can go into the air fryer, spray it with non-stick spray, and then you can just add in your banana choc chip mix. Then I like to bake this on 180 in the air fryer, and I do it for 8 to 10 minutes. I actually like my middle to be a little bit on the raw side, but up to you. If you want a fully cooked banana bread, you can obviously go up to the 10 minutes. Otherwise, you can just do the 8 minutes if you like it a little bit soft in the middle as well. And this is where our extra little piece of banana is going to come in handy. It just makes it look really beautiful when it bakes, to have a couple slices of banana set on top. And there we go, ready for the air fryer. Baked berry crumble coming right up. Starting off with a handful of blueberries. I have 50 grams of blueberries here. And then we are going to chop up some beautiful little strawberries. I always grab the Flavor Burst ones from Woolworths because they sure do have a lot more sweetness than some of the other brands. So I really do love these. So 100 grams of strawberries, and you are then just going to go ahead and chop off the tops and then cut them into smaller pieces. Then you can kind of mix them up in the bowl so you have a good combination of blueberries and strawberries. And then let's start with our crumble. So we're starting off with some oats. You can use regular, instant, whichever one you have on hand. So 20 grams of oats. And then again, I'm using some vanilla protein powder, 10 grams of that. Vanilla, something easy, something that doesn't have too much of a strong flavor. Then again, just a little crack of salt, 2 sweeteners, because we want our crumble to have that bit of sweetness. And then of course, our friend cinnamon, who I think features in every one of these recipes. And then you can just sort of mix this up to make sure that everything is beautifully combined. And then we are going to go ahead and grab some Flora Extra Light. They actually used to have an extra light. I think that this is just Flora Light. I haven't seen the extra light in a while. And you're going to grab just 10 grams of this and then pop it into the microwave to melt it. And then this is the end of our little crumble. And then you want to give it a good mix, and don't worry, you won't be able to coat all of the pieces with the butter, but it will make some nice little clusters with the oats. And you'll see when it bakes up, it just adds a nice richness to the crumble. Then you kind of want to push your berries down so that you can have a nice little bench for all of your lovely crumble mixture. So you can just spoon it on in here, and then you kind of want to pack it down so it almost falls in between our berries. So you want to get that nice layer of crumble all the way on the top. And then we are going to bake this again at 180 degrees in the air fryer, and just wait until it goes golden brown, which is around 10 minutes. And there you have it. Our last lean girl dessert recipe, starting off with our egg whites again, 100 mils of liquid egg whites, which would be around 3 egg whites if you were separating them. And then 10 grams of our vanilla protein powder, a couple of sweeteners. I use 3 here. You girls know I love it sweet. And then we are also going to be adding a crack of salt here, and of course our trusty cinnamon, seeing this is going to be a Cinnabon. And then I also just added a small dash of milk just to help mix everything together. Then you want to use a whisk to just whisk the mixture, and don't worry if there are a couple of lumps and bumps in terms of the protein powder. These actually don't cause any issue once we've dunked our bread. Then I'm grabbing 2 slices of white bread. I'm using this best of both bread from Albany, which is actually really delicious. Or you can use any bread that you really like. And then we're going to go ahead and just cut off the crusts on all of the sides. And so if you actually weigh this bread out once the crusts are cut off, you'll see that you have around 60 grams of bread, which is what the calories amount to. So the calories have been calculated once the crusts have actually been cut off. Then we are going to cut these into 4 fingers. And then once you've done this, we are going to dunk them into our egg mixture and start building our lovely little Cinnabon. So you can do 2 pieces at a time, so they do soak up quite quickly. And then you want to get a little dish, which we are actually going to use to build our Cinnabon. So this one works nicely. You can even use a teacup. And then what you want to do is you want to start building your Cinnabon. So you can start from the outer edges and then slowly work your way in, kind of making a spiral shape as you do. So this is like a bit of paper mache vibes that we have going on. So as you can see, you kind of will just play around with your pieces depending on the size of them and start working your way from the middle, from the outside to the middle, and just kind of seeing where your pieces fit. And then once all of your bread is done, you can actually pour the remainder of the egg whites over the bread. Then we are going to pop this again into the air fryer for around 10 to 12 minutes until it is golden and crisp and glorious. And then of course we have to top it off with something decadent. So I'm using these caramel drops from Woolworths. You could also use just normal chocolate if you like, but I am obsessed with these caramel drops, actually caramel in general. And that's 10 grams of the drops. And then you want to add just 3 grams of coconut oil. Then be popped into the microwave and it becomes a beautiful thin mixture, which is easy to pour over. So I'm using some fat-free yogurt here, or some low-fat yogurt. We are going to make this nice and sweet, so adding 2 sweeteners to this and then a generous dash of cinnamon. So just mix it all up and then you can just make some pretty swirls on top. However you like, you can get creative with this, but I tend to add the yogurt mixture first and then end off with our lovely caramel chocolate mix, and it will be ready to go.
Okay, I figured out what Angie is recording over here. What are you recording, love?
3 lean goal, low calorie winter dessert recipes.
And they look so good. And here's the thing. And Angie actually just called me to say, come and taste her recipes.
Taste.
That's what I'm going to do.
Nice laugh. Okay, girlfriends, lean goal taste test coming up. Number 1, we have our Choc chip banana bread. And unfortunately, after all the photography, it's not as warm as when it first came out of the oven. But OMG, I've got those Choc chip pieces. The texture is gorgeous. Note to not overcook this because you want it to have that little bit of cakey moisture. I don't know if you can see that. We've got our Choc chips. Deep banana flavor. She's a winner. I feel like I could have this for breakfast. She is good, and definitely right out of the oven. You want it to be warm, and so those Choc chips are all melted, but you can absolutely just heat it up again when you're ready.
I just bit my lip.
Deal with that. That encouraged.
Well, it needed just a little extra ingredient.
Ew. What do we think?
Delicious.
We have load shedding at the moment, so if it was warmer.
No, but even still, it's delicious. It's great. I'm going for a second.
Okay.
Going with my hands.
Cannibalistic. Okay, don't get too full though.
Oh, very nice.
It's good, eh? Okay, go in with this one. This you can basically just... Okay, what do we rate that 1 out of 10?
I mean, I know it's high cal.
Low.
No, I mean peanut butter is high cal.
Alright.
But if one had to put peanut butter on this,
Little lashing.
I like banana, peanut butter, chocolate. It's amazing. It's awesome.
You could even slice that.
Oh, very good.
Tasty. And high protein. Okay, sherbet. I feel like I need to rate these. Out of 10, chocolate and banana as a combo is just always up there. It's not too sweet. So if you like something that's like, I mean, banana bread is not like sickly sweet anyway. So I think that hits the note. I would bet that is a good 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10, number 1. I love how I'm rating my own desserts here. You girls know I'm honest though. All right, desserty number 2. We have our berry crumble, which has got this gorgeous crunch on top. right now. And I don't know if you can see that, but the berries have made like their own sauce in the bottom there, which is glorious. Wow. That cinnamon and the tiny bit of light flora goes a long way. Oh my god, I hope you can see how good this is right now. It is honestly baked and the berries are soft and sweet, and then the contrast of that crunch is literally sensational. I feel like I'm not gonna feed you.
Yeah, you should feed me. Totally, you should feed me. Oh god, no, you just that went from thank you. That went from being amazing to.
I feel like this one is my favorite, actually. How good! Like the berries, like do like its own, make its own sauce when they bake.
Reminds me of a pavlova.
How?
Isn't a pavlova the one with the meringue and the stuff on and the whatever? It's got that fresh, fruity, desserty.
But how nice is the crumble?
And instead of the meringue, the crumble, it gives me a bit of a crunch, which is a nice contrast to the rest of the ingredients. And the texture, very nice.
Guys, I'm gonna give that a 9 out of 10. I kid you not, and I'm not being generous. Like, I'm definitely, we'll see with the Cinnabon, but I feel like that's gonna be my afternoon snack. Okay, last but not least, our protein Cinnabon. Girls, I'm a sucker for a Cinnabon. Let me tell you, your girl loves a Cinnabon. Like whenever I walk into a mall, I'm like, sniff a dog. They've got Cinnabon here, for sure. The caramel with that, it like makes these perfect little rounds. Can you even deal? I went for the best part, which is like the middle. I feel like I'm already eating these whole things. Wow. It's so good. You are gonna love me forever. Once you eat these, you and me, gonna be a thing. Good, eh?
So good.
Okay, which is your favorite?
For me, it's between the caramel Cinnabon and the berry, what's it called again? Compote. What is it? Berry, what is it?
The berry crumble.
Crumble.
That was also mine.
Gosh, but it's between the two of them. They're both so good and they're both so different. I would have to say I would go back for more. I would go for this one over here.
The Cinnabon.
The Cinnabon.
Okay, well there you have it, folks.
And I'm a man. I put my money where my mouth is, so I'm going back for more.
Go big, go big.
Delicious.
Holy smokes. Okay, I feel like this is a good 8.5. I mean, it's caramel. I'm obsessed with caramel. It's got cinnamon. I'm gonna say a good 8.5, 9 out of 10 as well. Like, I think banana bread is not like my favorite thing of all time, but that is a damn good one if I ever tasted one. Well, between the berry crumble and the Cinnabon, those are probably my favorites. There you are, darlings. I hope that this inspires you to eat delicious, healthy food all through winter. I hope that you're gonna try all of these out. I feel like we should do a little challenge where every day you try, sorry about the phone. Let me turn this off. Where every day you try a different dessert, a different Lean Girl winter warmer dessert. And don't forget to tag me on the gram because I love seeing all of your delicious Lean Girl creations. So there you are, God darlings. Don't forget that every recipe I ever make can be found inside my Lean Girl Kitchen Coach, which is my ultimate recipe hub and meal planning tool. The best one you will find in South Africa. All local ingredients, all simple, all calorie and macro calculated, taking all the guesswork out for you. So there you are, darlings. I will see you back here next week on the Lean Girl YouTube channel, and like and subscribe if you haven't yet done it. Mwah.